You can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. My feet have come too far for you to tie them to the ground. You can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. Set my sights on where I'm going at and turn it back around. You can't stop me.
Hey everybody, welcome back at the job site of Villa Splendida. That's the name of this beautiful villa. Well, what it's going to be. Yeah, so as you noticed probably, we have been pouring the formwork that we made by the use of a concrete pump truck. Now that's an whole adventure in itself. It's obviously gotta prepare a lot of things before you are ready for the concrete pump truck to come in, and there are certain things you want to watch. That's what I would like to tell you about. For instance, what kind of concrete do you want? I mean, there are, when you are talking with the concrete company and you're ordering your concrete, there are different kinds of strength, and the stronger is not always the better. You know, you gotta have the right strength for the right purpose. In this particular case, we went for a concrete with a compressive strength of 3,400 psi. That's what we ordered, so let's check later on if that's exactly what we got. But anyhow, before you start pumping your concrete or set the date with the company before they come in, you want to check the weather forecast, because obviously if there's like a big tropical rain wave coming in, you don't want to be pouring concrete because yeah, the cement will just wash away. And you know, with weather forecast, it's always a bit tricky, so it's not as easy as it sounds. But yeah, if you take into account the days to come and be in close contact with the guy from the concrete company, so you can yeah, you can really cooperate in fixing the date, because it's really important to have a good date, that everything is ready and that you have nice weather. Well, another thing to look out for when you start pumping concrete is that usually before the good stuff comes out, there's first a little bit with high water content. It's just because how of the way the pump works. So you want to dump that first little batch of concrete, which we did in this case over there. You want to dump the first little batch, so then you go into your formwork, so you got the constant flow of constant quality right there. Yeah, that's pretty important. Also, thing to take into account is the waste. You'll always have like almost like a cubic meter concrete of waste after you're done pumping. So if you have something prepared for that, you could still use that waste for a little side project. Or in this case, we didn't have the time for that because we really had to shift gears, because the weather was changing every day, and then we say, okay, we do it tomorrow, and then we went, and yeah, it turned out beautifully. About testing with this tester of the concrete, because I don't know if you saw the other episode that I tested some of my beams, but I got a question from somebody who said, yeah, well, what does that mean? 25, 35, 30 doesn't mean anything to me. So I'll demonstrate to get more of an idea what the number means. So I'm going to test the compressive strength of the back side of this steel drum. This is really solid steel. Now this will give a rebound value of 55, and that is solid steel. This is about a ½ inch thick, I think. Yeah, so, well, let's see about our concrete. So now, when pouring this concrete, I ordered a concrete with a compressive strength of about 3,300 psi. So now let's give it a test, because now it's been like 4 weeks ago. So it should reach its strength by now, because we cured it properly. I'll tell you a little something about that later. Let me just first do this test here. So, as you can see, this has a rebound value of almost 40, like 38. Well, that's actually stronger than 3,300 psi than what I ordered. So, very happy with the result. So what I was talking about just now, curing, is important. Concrete must stay wet at all times during the first 4 weeks of its life. So in this case, because it's a ceiling, it's even more important, because you get the sun beating on it, the wind going over it, so it really tends to dry out. So that's why in this case we used a plastic foil, covered the roof in plastic, and then make sure every day we put a little bit of water underneath and put some blocks on top so it doesn't blow away with the wind, and that way it just stays wet. Real easy, but really important, and it will end up with a much higher strength of concrete. So this roof, this is just for to get a completely functional concrete roof. We build it out of concrete. For the aesthetics, in this particular case, we're going to build a kana roof on top of it. Probably artificial kana, because that seems to be the better way to go. So there's going to be a wooden structure on top of this concrete structure. Now, in order to anchor that down good, even good enough to withstand hurricane forces, we poured into the concrete these anchors. These are stainless steel anchors that we put in like every 5 feet along the line here and along that line. So this we can use later on. You see, I put a little tape on it, because then the concrete, the cement doesn't turn into the thread rod, so that when you want to put the nut on, you just remove the tape and then you got a clean piece of thread rod. But anyhow, so this is all embedded in the concrete, so you got the perfect joint between a steel clamp that attaches to your wooden structure and the concrete itself. So no drilling or little anchors afterwards. It's already there out of stainless steel. What I also wanted to show you again maybe is the little details, like the wiring is already in place everywhere. In this particular case, our client likes to have like a ring of light in the bedroom ceiling. So in order to accommodate that, we already poured a connection to be able to make that right in here. These are very small little details, but if you don't, you would have people coming in, drilling and hammering on your concrete. Is absolutely not necessary. Just make your connections where you want it, and then that's perfect. thing what we did in the last couple of weeks is we determined the outer lines of the pool and have it excavated. So we basically already got a natural swimming pool right now. This footing here, I waited with it because we're going to integrate that with the ground structure of the pool, but you will see later on in the next episode. Another thing we did is starting on the patio area. We made this section here. So this is going to be elongated all the way to the other end, and then we're going to be building this structure right here. The formwork for the living room is going to be here. So when the pump truck comes in, we'll just have him pump this roof and this patio all at once. Because you know, you would like to, in general speaking, you would like to have as much cubic meters poured once you get a pump truck in. You want to have big pieces. That's more efficient and more economically. So yeah, and we moved our workshop. We used to have that over there, but well, since we got a better roof now over our heads, we decided to move the workshop back into the structure over here. Let me show you. So this is now where we do the cutting of our formwork. We got ourselves a nice little tool for that, to be able to do precise formwork, precision formwork. You can just set it exactly where you want it, clamp it down, now you attach your circular saw to this slat, and there you go. Yeah, then you get the nice cut. Let's see. Oh yeah, maybe a nice thing to show is I got a laser level here. Let me switch it on. There we go. Let's see if we see that over here. Yeah, so now I don't know if you can see it with this light, but here you can see the green line. That is well, that's 100% level, and as you can see, so is our column. If it comes out, I don't know. So what you can expect to see for the next episode is we'll be having all of this section here formed, ready to pour, or with a luck maybe even poured. We'll have to see how fast it goes. I mean, we're starting with the beams on this side. Then we're going to form it up to there. More beams over here, a couple of beam sections in here, then the flooring on it, and then of course all our wiring goes inside, because there's going to be a lot more wiring over here obviously than over there, because we got a second level on top of this one. So yeah, it's going to be a nice month ahead. Yeah, very excited. So, as you probably notice, it's really my passion, everything that has got to do with concrete. But if you got any particular concrete questions, don't hesitate to leave a question in the comment, and maybe I can look into it. You could also always check out my website, DutchCraftBuilders.com. I got some footage of former projects besides this one on there, and for any information, yeah, go ahead and check it out.
You can't stop me now.